Okay, let's talk about how to sketch a parabola of the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Quadratics can be given to you in different forms, but let's look at how we can um, get a sketch using this form for starters. So here's an example. Y equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. Okay. If you watch the video on buddy points, if you know how to find the symmetrical points, that's a good place to start. In general, you need at least minimum 3 points to graph a parabola or to graph a quadratic. So let's look for 3. Two of the easiest ones to find, or two of the ones that are a nice place to start, if you sort of need a place to start, let's try and find the actual x-intercepts, because x-intercepts, if we can find them, that allows us to get 2 points right away. So to find the x-intercepts, we set y equal to 0. And here we go. 0 equals x squared minus 4x plus 3. This is factorable, okay, because there's a product and sum that allow this thing to work. And they are -3 and -1. And if you expand that out, you would get this back, so I know it's correct. And based on that, to solve this quadratic, to get my actual x values, either this bracket is 0 or this bracket is 0. Lo and behold, my two x-intercepts are 1 and 3. Perfect. So from a graphing perspective, well, this is, let's say, 1. Well, let's spread that out a bit. Let's say this is 1. And we'll say 1, 2, 3. We'll say that's 3. So there are my two x-intercepts. Maybe I'll expand that, flesh that out a little bit more. Therefore, for my x-intercepts, I have one of them being at +1, and the other one being at 3. Good. So in my graph, now I can actually label which one's which. This will be x1, this will be x3, and I'm all set. There, I've got 2 points. Now, in terms of parabolas, it's always kind of nice to know how far down you'd have to go, or how far up you would have to go if you were to draw it. So one of the nice points that is helpful to also find, one of the more useful points, is the vertex. Now the vertex, because of symmetry, the vertex is going to, or the x part of the vertex, is going to be halfway between these 2 points. So to find the x part of the vertex, it helps if all I need to do to find the halfway point of these two coordinates, or these two x-intercepts, is average them. So I can go 3 plus 1, so I'm averaging these two numbers, divide by 2, and that gives me 2. Beautiful. So at least I know that the vertex is going to go from 1, 2, 3. So I know that the vertex, the x part of it at least goes through here, which tells me that the axis of symmetry is going to go through here, which is a nice piece of information to have. So I know that x equals 2, that's my axis of symmetry. So I know that the vertex at least lies somewhere along this line. Well, next step, once I have the x part of the vertex, I can actually find the y part of the vertex, the y coordinate, or the y part of the coordinate. And I can do that by setting x back into the equation. So set x is equal to 2. 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 3, which is 4 minus 8 plus 3. 4 and 3 is 7. 7 minus 8 is -1. Therefore, my vertex, I have now found my vertex is the coordinate x is 2 and y is -1. Beautiful. So let's say -1 is about there. So 2, -1, and that is my vertex. And now I can graph if I wanted to. Now, that's the minimum number of points that I need. It could be any 3, but it's always nice if one of your points is the vertex. You should try and find the vertex at least. And then any 2 other points. However, x-intercepts are usually the more typical ones to find. Now, just because I have the piece of information, if I wanted to also add this in just to make my graph a little more accurate, I know that the y-intercept in this case is 3. So 1, 2, 3. And now I have nice points to draw my parabola through. And I'm done. So for us, how to sketch parabolas, find any 2 symmetrical points. I recommend the x-intercepts if you can find them. And then use the x-intercepts to find your vertex. And then you're done. Use your y, and if you want, you can use the 4th point of your y-intercept to get a 4th point. And if you really wanted to, you could actually find the buddy point. So the distance from here to here is 2. I can actually find this other buddy point. So I know that this is a distance of 2. So to go from 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, this would be the coordinate. So this is 0, 3. This one is 4, 3. 1, yeah, so 2, 3, 4. And that's a nice, easy, not easy, but a nice way to get 5 quick points for a parabola. So that's, for now, how we're going to graph quadratics until we get to the next type of quadratic form. So, there you go, how to graph quadratics.